Hi again, YouTube. Well, we got everything up and running. Been working on our overflow box. That's pretty much what we're going to talk about on this video. We got our salt in. We got our little goodies. There's our phosphine reactor. We got our two little power heads hooked up. Anyway, of course, got everything running, and like everybody else, our overflow box is just gurgling and gurgling and gurgling. So we went on to YouTube. Thanks for the internet. What would you do without the internet? And got 50 people's opinion on how to quiet down your overflow box. So one was a Stockman silencer. We had a Durso silencer. And a comment on my last video was I needed to drill my tank and put in Bean Animals overflow system. So we looked up all three. I like Bean Animals' idea. He really explained it well as to how his system works. But there was no way I was going to take a drill to a full glass aquarium. And there was no way I was going to drain a full glass aquarium to drill holes. So basically his theory was his first pipe runs 90% and doesn't make noise because the pipe is full of water. His second pipe runs the overflow, which is maybe 10%, and doesn't make noise because the pipe doesn't fill up and it doesn't gurgle. So we went back to what we originally had, which was two standpipes. Here's one of the old ones. We just drilled holes in it. I kept going back and forth, drilling each one until I got the water flow out of these that matched my pump so that the level in my little box would stay the same. One of these is still in. And you can see it, trying to get a better shot. Basically all we did, we put a cap on top of it. This was accidental. Let me back up just a little bit. We had that standpipe in there, just cut horribly, and I found if I took this cap and put it upside down because it didn't fit, everything got quiet immediately. So we figured if we capped that pipe off, it would make our siphon, our other would be our overflow, and everything would be happy. Well, needless to say, that didn't work as well as we wanted. So we put our cap on. We did have to drill a little hole in it, and I just went ahead and put an air valve on so I could adjust the amount of air going in to adjust the flow on that. Once I got it going, I took the other pipe and just notched it out and put a little black sleeve on it so I could run that up to the water level. So if I raise that sleeve up, the water level in my box goes up, which right now is perfect because I'm not getting all the little bubbles that we were getting before. Basically all I did, I cut a notch in the tube. I got a black piece of plastic that was close to the same size of the pipe, cut a slit in the back so I could slide it up and down, and it was nice and firm. So once I got the water level set, I just ran this up to match the water level. So I've got tons of flow coming out of the pipe that's got the cap on it, regulated by the little air valve. And I've got just a little bit of flow coming out. You can see the bubbles coming out of the overflow. And I can't see making it much quieter than that. So the other thing I didn't want to get rid of, I wanted to keep my little filter socks. So on both my stack tubes, I can run both my little filters. So I got my pre-filters going in. It's as quiet as I think you could possibly make it. The only thing we got running now is the hum of the pump in the sump, and I don't know how to get rid of that because the pump just hums. Alright, so I hope that helps somebody out there. It took me a while of cutting and sizing and getting the right size holes in the pipes. You can see all my little pieces here I was messing with. Getting the cap and getting the right size hole in the cap. It's been running now since early this morning, about 9 o'clock. We're coming up on 5:30, 6 o'clock here, so it's been doing flawless. Everybody said make sure the little cap so that the overflow box doesn't overflow. Put this under the water line, which it kind of is. I've got this whole cap open, so if it filled up, you would think that that would start an automatic gigantic siphon. And I'm not too worried about that anyway. When I built the box down here, everything here is pretty much blocked off. You see my little bubble trap working very, very well, I must say. But anyway, if the siphon up there stops, I'm only taking probably about 3.5 gallons out of the sump. So other than the pump running dry and burning up, which we're going to address next, I got plenty of room in my tank for the amount of water that the sump can pump out. And even if I turn the power off, there's plenty of room in the sump for the amount of water that's going to drain out of here. And I've shut it off once or twice just to make sure that everything here was going to restart the way it's supposed to. And so far so good. Alright, so I think we're going to order some rock, order some sand, and go from there.